Well, it's me again, folks. I'm in the zone. You're in the zone with me too. Again, my hair's growing back. Okay, that was a weird, awful entry. But hey, or outro or intro, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, yes, you're back in the zone with me, Isaiah. And today, I have something interesting to tell you. It's tremendous revelation that the gaming industry is pretty much the new hip-hop. And what do I mean by that? I'll explain it pretty much in 5 or 4 ways. So, number 5 is pretty much this. If you make a lot of money, there's best chances they're going to find better ways to make money very cheaply. Case in point, you see a lot of people using audio tunes and EBMDs. I know I said that wrong, but I don't care. It's like with gaming industry. They got Call of Duty, they got DLC expansion packs, and season pass, and Kit Kat caboodles. They can make money cheaper while making us pay even more. Isn't that funny and awesome? Yay! Yay! Yeah, and you got people supporting that bullshit type of idea. Have I bought a season pass before? Unfortunately, 1 time. Or 2, I can't remember. Yeah, for right now, I bought a season pass for Fallout 4. I don't regret it. It's just, I want more from Fallout 4, but that's a different story. Anyway, still a good game, though, by the way. And then I'm going to switch back and forth, by the way. And so the season pass is pretty much EBD. Oh my god. Okay, the electric drums. Okay, the electric drum that we hear from dubstep nonsense bullshit. Yes. Anyways, let's see, because you haven't noticed at all. Like, wait, why my hip hop sucks? Why is it so phony? Why is it so fake? No, in fact, hip hop is fake. It's only people telling an interestingly good story. If you can't tell a story, you're going to suck extremely bad. But then again, stupidity is always bliss. What does that have to do with season passes and also DLCs? Well, ignorant is very bliss. If you're not informed gamer, like I am and some people out there, yeah, you're going to make stupid decisions. I have made stupid decisions too by buying a game. Trust me, I have. I'm not perfect. No one is. But when you see a large majority of people making stupid decisions and then bitching about it, knowing the fact that you should have done more research on it, it's like you were pretty much the sole problem. You bought into their bullshit. You bought into that hype train, which we're getting to now. The hype train factor. So what does hype train have to do with the hip hop industry and the gaming industry altogether? I mean, why did it make it more similar? Well, let's put it like this. You know how Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole are pretty much the hottest kids out there, and Gambino and so on and so forth. Well, there's not enough hype behind them. Well, there is for Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and Gambino. But if you look at an awful rapper named Future, 2 Chainz, blah, 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 you get all this hype like, oh my god, they're going to drop an album though. Like, oh, they're going to drop an album. Or Drake versus Meek Mill's nonsense. Oh my god, the hype was real. It was not real. It was just stupid people making a stupid diss about nothing. Again, they didn't say the person's name. What are you? Are you Seal now? Are they Seal? They don't say their names anymore? Okay, that makes no sense, but you get the point why I'm trying to reach that. It's a gimmick, really. It's just an awful, awful hype gimmick. Because you see, like, oh, they're beefing, but they're not saying each other's names, and they're not doing nothing really, like, big or shocking, or pretty much doing revelations behind it. Like, no. Look at Kendrick Lamar's Control. He was just ripping apart the other rappers of today's industry, on and so forth, so on and so forth. But we're still cool on the streets. But when it comes in the studio, I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to like do this and that. I'm going to rape you, and that's how the situation. And I really like that type of message. Why? Because today's rappers are not being challenged. They're not being, pretty much being creative with their own writing. And people got mad at Kendrick Lamar, like, oh, he was doing this and that. Like, okay, so what? He made people actually got talking about, hey, hip hop is getting more bullshit nowadays. Yeah, right. And so that's what I'm trying to talk about. That's what I'm trying to reach it. Is that the hype train for games are just unreal. It's more worse than the hip hop industry, but they're pretty much fall in the same category. Because when you put so much hype or put so much trust or put so much emphasis on a person, like Future and or Call of Duty and or another Call of Duty game and another 2 Chainz album that makes no damn sense, by all means, and Young Thug, whatever bullshit, you're going to have a lot of, how can I put it a nicer way? A lot of people buying shit upon shit. If the hype is real, then the hype is real, and the hype helps the game or song or album, and it is a good product. But the hype can always be fluff. The hype is always an illusion that, oh, this game's gonna be good. And come to find out, when you don't do your research or do this or that, you're gonna have egg on your face more times than you think. Yeah. Now speaking about eggs, let's talk about, how can I put it like this? The fan base of both parties. People who say they love hip hop don't know what they want. People who say they love gaming don't know what they want. The consumer doesn't know what they want. That's pretty much how it all is nowadays. And that's my tablet over there. Whatever. Yes, so people don't know what they want, which is always true. And that's how the market is, sad to say. I mean, by fault. People don't know what they want because it's pretty much obvious. Who's buying up all the Call of Duties? All right, who's buying all the 2 Chainz and Futures and Lil Wayne and all that bullshit? Yeah, people. People actually like that type of music or type of game. I have no beef if you like it, but don't sit up here and bitching and moaning like, oh, we want creativity, we want this, we want that. Well, did you check out indies? Do you check out any of the other people have you never heard of before? Or check out more lyrics and albums from J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, besides the fan base? Have you listened to them? Or J-Rock, or Abu Soul, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And you come to find out they say, no. Then okay then. You're not experiencing more cultures within hip hop or gaming. You're just pretty much stuck to one mindset. Like if something comes up new and creative, you want to trash it. Like, oh, this is garbage. X, Y, and Z. Because people love to complain a lot on the internet and online. I complain because, well, I'm me and I'm funny. Not really. And I pretty much am a big stereotype of all people of the internet. And I make fun of him and myself because it's fun. Anyways, and when people bitch about it, guess what's going to happen? Hey, you got another sequel to Call of Duty. Hey, you got another album. Coming from 2 Chainz and whoever. Because everyone sounds the same. Because they do. So, yeah, the consumers are at fault at most times because, right. And for the record here, folks, hip-hop industry is doing a little bit more better than gaming itself. And I'll explain that a little bit later on due to a corporation what I talk about later on. But that's for the biggest discussion of all. But anyways, now we got off from the whole conversation of just consumers don't know what the hell they want. So let's go down the list. So it was DLC season pass and pretty much hype train and now consumers. Well, because DLCs and everything else, because it's like making money cheap. Yeah, making money cheap and more costs us more money. And so let's be honest, it's going to happen regardless. The hype train is always so fun to go through and pretty much disappointment. And consumers. And then getting off from the consumers, I had to talk about more consumers in number 2. The consumers are pretty much wanting more supply and demand. That's why you see everyone sees another Apple fucking phone. Is there any real changes to the Apple phone? No, there isn't. Only people who will buy that crap because of the name or the brand or whoever. And that's what it pretty much comes down to, the brand itself. Like, oh, I'm buying this brand. But what's so special about this brand? Or like a Sony, like not Sony, but Samsung probably has more features and costs less. Well, it's Apple and it's pretty much secure. And this is what the gaming industry is pretty much sad to say come down to. When people say, oh, I'm this and that, well, you're buying a brand. You bought into the Xbox phenomenon, not really a phenomenon, you look about it, because you like this the soccer team because they have Xbox logo. Dude, that is bullshit. I was young and stupid when I thought that, like, oh my god, I like this soccer team. Or I like this football team because it's an Xbox symbol. That was bullshit. Only children fall for that bullshit. And that's okay, because I was a child back in the day when I got my first Xbox, the original Xbox. But again, I had other systems besides that Xbox. I had like PS1s, Nintendo, the Super Nintendo system, and so on and so forth, and Sega. But that's a different story, though. So buying and name brands encourages these corporations to pretty much like push out the same crap over and over, like Apple and like the gaming industry. What does that do with hip hop, Isaiah? Well, it's simple. If you hate Lil Wayne so much, pretty much don't buy it. But people do because he's a brand. The big corporations use Lil Wayne. I'm not gonna say, oh, they God, he's selling out. I don't care if he does or not. It doesn't hurt me. You know why? Because it hurt my health. If he sells out, okay, I don't care. Let him sell out. Let 2 Chainz sell out. Let all those motherfuckers sell out. I don't care. I really don't care. It's like when Tupac and Biggie came up. You're not supporting them. You're supporting their ideology. Like, ooh, East Coast and West Coast. Like a brand itself. You're supporting that type of mentality. And that's why the gangster lifestyle, which is bullshit beyond belief, so everyone's supporting that. Even the fans and people and consumers and the pretty much the artists themselves. They're supporting the brand. While the big man up top, the big cheese, the big corporation are making more of that money off of the stupidity because people love that brand symbol. Brand symbol, dog. When Dr. Dre learned this crap already, like, wait a minute, I can make something different behind here. I can get good rappers and put a brand on it, which is gonna be Compton rap. I know I'm exaggerating here, but you kind of get what I'm saying here. When he came out with Beats, I didn't like Beats. It was like, I like Bose better because Bose is pretty much superior. But again, I digress. When people buy into the brand, they're pretty much encouraging this corporation to repeat the same bullshit over and over and over again, and not letting in some change, or letting some new games or new songs or new artists come into the mix. No, because they feel more comfortable. No one's really willing to jump out of their comfort zone. Have I done it before within gaming and music? Yes. I listened to rock and roll when I was growing up. Then I listened to hip hop. Then I listened to classical music, jazz, and so on and so forth. And that's how I got so accustomed to pretty much music itself. And plus, I had to go to music class when I was super young. Don't want to talk about that right now. Moving on. But anyways, if people don't experience outside the brand label, you can't really pretty much discover what's new about yourself or how you can become more developed, because art itself is a beautiful thing. We support all types of art. But how can you export all types of art if you don't jump out and see other types of art, right? And so when it comes down to pretty much the main issue, when the people who make the games, who make the songs, don't have the heart, straight up, when you don't have the heart to make a game or make a song or make a movie or whatever, you make the industry even more shittier to even be involved in. For example, within the hip hop industry, I support like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and all those rappers who speak their mind, tell interesting, good stories, who are lyricists. Because I support what they're saying, and also they tell really interesting stories as a person who likes the old school type of hip hop, right? And so, I lost train of thought again. Oh yes, when you have people like Birdman, his other crew, and P. Diddy and whatever, they push out a lot of bullshit songs that don't make any damn sense. That's when you know they pretty much lost interest in making real music. When I say real music, I mean like music like makes you think about something, you know? And music is all music, really. It's all music when it comes down to it. I'm not saying like, oh, new music and dot music, like, oh, this is real music. Nothing like that. What I'm trying to say is that when music makes you think, that is music, you know? That makes you think like, oh, okay. Oh, I should look at what he just said. I should Wikipedia. Oh, or look up a dictionary, whatever the case may be. An artist of music makes you think about your surroundings or yourself or what the message they're trying to display. With today's hip hop, it's nothing like that. It's pretty much like, oh, bitches, and then you got the money, then you got the drinks, then you got the car, blah blah blah. Oh my God, shut the fuck up. And then you got female rappers as well, and they're not that better at all either. I mean, you got those indie female artists, but you would not find Lady of Rage. You would not find the real Roxanne. You would not find Queen Latifah. You would not find oh my God, all the other artists, Jill Scott, and so on and so forth, and these female rappers, because when female rappers came up in the late 80s, early 90s, and was brought out by MCs, male MCs like Ice Cube, so on and so forth, they talk about more issues within their own culture, like everything else that you don't hear much often, right? Like, I like listening to Queen Latifah's songs. They're always interesting. They're always good. And I want to talk about Jill Scott or the real Roxanne. I know I keep saying the real Roxanne. Anywho, is that those are pretty much interesting because they told an absolutely beautiful story about what happened into their own world and how can we reflect or relate to them, you know? And so it's been hard for me to find any indie female artists out there. I mean, really, it's hard. Like, damn, that's kind of hard. I can find more female indie rockers than I do hip hop artists. Like, wow, that is so weird. Because you got people like Iggy Azalea, whatever her name is, I just said it, maybe or not, and or Nicki Minaj, whatever. Of course, they're fake, of course, but at the same notion, hip hop is fake because they start. I heard noise. No, I'm good. Anyways, and we have Iggy Azalea, Australian lady who's not really Australian, and Nicki Minaj repeating the same bullshit like the other male rappers are doing, then it doesn't do nothing well for people who try to come up within the hip hop industry. And I'm not putting so much focus on them because they're not supposed to be role models. They're supposed to be the parents, right? The parents are supposed to be the role models, good parents, not shitty parents. And so that falls on the parents like, hey, wait a minute, why don't you listen to something more creative, more lyrical within hip hop? Give me a second, folks. Okay, I was pretty much trying to talk. Well, that was not. No, that's not your business, anyways. How to deal with something. Anyways, back to what I was saying from before. So when you have like other female artists, like I said before, regurgitating the same bullshit like the male artists are. You're not pretty much branching out, pretty much giving people more inspiration to do more music or more creative music. You're just pretty much telling them like, do this and that, X, Y, and Z, and you'll be famous. Sad to say. And so hip hop has come like a pop music. It's pretty much pop music itself. It's not hip hop, it's pop music. Because all they do is repeat the same regurgitated bullshit and not adding more substance to it, you know? That's pretty much what pop music is now today. And you can say pop music in the 80s and 90s had some substance, or I'll stick with the 80s. 90s was like, oh, okay. 80s was too much. It was still better. I wasn't born in the 80s, but I listened to a lot of 80s music for odd reasons. But anyways, you didn't have much creativity within pop music because they repeat the same, oh, I love this girl or this guy or whoever and breaking up. But no, that stupid shit, well, making no real headways. It was pretty much making a quick buck, right? A quick, easy, cheap buck, like I said beforehand, because the brand label behind them supports them and their stupid bullshit, or vice versa. And so when it comes down to it, it's like you're just pretty much pandering to the big wigs and people are too stupid not to figure it out. And that's what it comes down to. People are not pretty much being more educated within their own music or whatever case may be. And I said, what does it do about gaming? It's the same notion with gaming. Because people don't have the heart, they don't really have to give a fuck what you think about. Because if you support what they don't have a heart, then there we go. Look at Star Citizen. It got more content than Destiny. Again, Destiny was the highest budget for a game alone at that time. But Star Citizen, you get the budget for it wasn't even close to Destiny's budget, because people support it. A lot of gamers, like hardcore gamers like myself, for example, I don't buy into that whole Kickstarter thing, but that's another long story too. Is where you have people buying to Star Citizen because they believe in it, because people behind the Star Citizen have heart, they have feeling, and also they have pretty much creativity behind them, because they said they love this what they're doing. They have the passion. When you don't have passion in a game or music, it's going to be like complete, who gives a fuck? And so they're going to the same changes. Music and hip hop and gaming industry, they're going to the same changes. We got bullshit artists, bullshit game developers, and pretty much treating people like shit, which is the consumer, and the consumers are pretty much taking it in the ass. And so you're pretty much telling these developers or these authors or whatever case may be, I don't want to say authors, that you pretty much support them, and they like treating you like shit. You support that idea, because when you don't have no heart in it, they're going to be like, well, we have no heart. We don't care, right? Because they're going to buy our brand regardless. Like I said about the whole Apple thing. People don't care about like the substance behind it. They don't care about, oh, we're gonna get some new features, some new crazy new things. Like, no, we care about the brand name. And so what do I have to say about Microsoft itself for a good example? Okay, let's be honest right here and right now. Do I hate Microsoft? No. Do I care about them? No, I don't. They're a corporation. They make money. They don't care about me. Again, you should not care about these corporations, folks, or these artists, or these suck up artists. You should not care, because they do not care about you. Okay, they do not. Even the ones that are most cool and more sincere, they don't know you exist, but they know you support them. That's pretty much all that matters for you. But in the long run, you should not have no faith in them because they are, how I put it like this, they are artists, and then we're us. We're common folks. They're artists because they're doing this for a living. We are not. Correct? Correct. And so getting back to the Microsoft and things like that, Microsoft didn't have their heart in the gaming industry whatsoever. I'm sorry. Yes, the Xbox 360 was good, but let's be honest, it was going downhill once Sony got warmed up with his PlayStation 3. And it was a debacle at launch, but trust me, when they start pushing out real good games, like The Last of Us, Ratchet and Clank series, so on and so forth, and Uncharted 2, that is, and 3, 4, unfortunately, PlayStation 3 was just gone. It was gone because people love the games. People were like, this is what I want to support. Because people like, quote unquote, like Sony, support the gamers. No, in fact, they do bullshit. They do bullshit like bullshit moments at times, and they do a lot, like the PlayStation 3 or the Sony hacking situation, and so on and so forth. But you know, they got passion within. They're willing to experiment with different IPs. And gamers like Sony, like PlayStation owners like myself, we are more accustomed to pretty much try something out. If we don't like it, cool. If we like it, if we don't like it, cool. If we like it, cool. Xbox owners, again, it's not like a big like, oh my god, he's saying all this about Microsoft users. Like, no, it's just a fact. How many name a couple games that are on the Xbox system that you know? You know, Halo, Gears of Wars, Call of Duty. Oh, I'm sorry. I ran out of IPs because that's all they do. That's all they really pick up on. Yeah, you can say about Uncharted, but you can say about God of War. But those games are more polished and they're more, not I say more polished, but I would say more structured. They have more support behind it. Microsoft tried to do that, and the gamer said no. Microsoft owners said no because they didn't care about it. That only 360 in my days. That only old Xbox, the old blocky one. Yes, I had like different types of games. I didn't have all racing. I didn't have all shoot. I had Halo. I had Project Gotham, which Project Gotham. Yeah, it was an awesome game. But I had different types of games. I had like a hard as hell Dead or Alive 3. I had oh my god, a lot of other interesting things that was really cool. But since we got like microtransaction within this community as well, industry. Like I said about making money very cheaply, like with transactions and also season pass and DLCs. This is what pretty much what it amounts to. It's pretty much because the game industry looked at like, wait a minute, this mobile market is really catching on. We should make free-to-play games and put in-game apps, which you get to purchase with real money. We making money. Look at Candy Crush, and guess who bought them out? Activision, because they want that money. Because developers themselves are stressed on pretty much time, money, and everything else because they don't get enough time to make so and so game because there is a deadline, a crucial and this evil as hell deadline they have to deal with, and they pretty much got to suck it up and just got to deal with it. And you know they put all their heart and fruition into it, and the game will come out good, hopefully. But there's one big problem behind it. You can't push these developers and publishers way too hard because they're going to get burnt out very easily. But the sad thing is, and this is just me saying this, the sad thing is that's how the system works. When you're making money very easily, the cost of pretty much humans exhaustion is pretty much minimum, and you don't give a fuck because people are just buying too much into it. You know, like that's why a lot of developers, a lot of publishers, that is, are going to mobile games because they can make more cheaper money. And the mobile gaming market is hurting the gaming industry. Like how dubstep mixed with pop music bullshit is hurting hip hop itself. That is pretty much what it is, right? And I have no disrespect. I have no real hatred or disrespect towards dubstep music. I like some dubstep music, but I don't like it all because it's pretty much trash and garbage. And it's pretty much is a plague upon hip hop itself, or pretty much pop music. It is. Pop is pretty much a plague upon hip hop and everything else. But that's another different story. But I'm trying to get down with, because since money is pretty much involved in making video games, which of course it is, but there's no passion. You know, passion is always better than making money at times. Like again, I work at healthcare. Not healthcare, but healthcare facility. healthcare facility, and I love that job because I'm doing something really amazing, doing something great behind. There's heart behind that job, and this is why I see from other developers, like say indie developers. You see them on PC. Steam's another different story. I don't feel like getting into. There's just some bullshit, but the fact of the matter is, not Sony, but Microsoft has no heart into this anymore. They never did, regardless. If you look at the old Xbox, it wasn't really geared for gaming. It's pretty much geared for media type material, like movies, music, and so on and so forth. You can tell from their awful like tablet. And plus, everyone steals ideas. Apple steals a lot of ideas. They do, regardless of what you do. They steal every idea that they come across. And here we are. But how it all went down is like this. Since no one has heart to do it, like Microsoft, it's really like, who gives a fuck? The 360 was pretty much prominent too. When it's pretty much had like, oh, we got our shooters now. Indie developers for that system at the early age of when indie developers started blowing up, or pretty much new IP started blowing up more and more, is when Microsoft pretty much said, fuck it, we're just going to make more Call of Duty, push out more Call of Duty content or more exclusive DLCs for it, or microtransaction. Again, that's on Activision's part, and they're assholes too, but that's another long story too. But you saw a lot of like, oh, let's talk about the cloud. The cloud. No, don't talk about the cloud because it's bullshit. There's cloud gaming is not up to that speed yet. Our internet system within America, it's shitty. Okay, it is shit. Look at South Korea. They almost got 5G internet speed. It's like, what? Right? It's like, whoa. And so Microsoft is pretty much, they're a business corporation, you know, and it's pretty much stockbrokers and this and that, not real gamers, you know. You got a PlayStation unit, you know, a PlayStation unit. Like this whole brand, PlayStation unit, has its own home facility, everything else, because they are gamers as well. And you have some like H&R represent whatever, but they're all pure gamers. When you go to Microsoft's side, it's not much. When you see Sony buying up a lot of studios, independent studios, and so much more, and Santa Monica, which makes also good games, and so on and so forth, you see like, wow, they're putting more effort, putting more money behind creating new IPs, getting more people more interested in playing these type of games, and so on and so forth. There's a campaign behind getting people into new games. With Microsoft side, you don't see it because they pretty much stuck like, if it ain't broke, why fix it, right? So it pretty much like saying the fan base and pretty much the crazy fan base of all types and pretty much of all types say like, oh, we don't care, we just want more Gears of Wars and so on and so forth and so on and so forth and Halo. Like, okay, I get it. I have no beef towards Halo, but there's so much you can actually make next to Gears of War. It's like, they got Gears of Wars 4. Why are you making 4? The series is already done at 3. It's like you keep adding more to this trilogy, or adding more to these series. No, in fact, it should have been done and over with and moving on to new IPs. But you're not. You're because people much love it so much. You're not encouraging them to pretty much play new games because they're not. And pretty much Xbox owners of Xbox One. How do I put my answer to this? The Xbox brand is not making enough money, unlike PlayStation 4 brand. Because PlayStation 4 brand is making Sony a shit ton of money. You know, like they're bleeding money, but not as much as Microsoft, you know, because the big Xbox brands are actually hurting them a lot. The original Xbox that make that much money. 360 made them a lot of money, but when PlayStation 3 brought more different IPs and more games and so on and so forth, it became like a done deal match right there, because there's no way in hell they can compete with new IPs when you have pretty much the same brand type of games, like, again, COD, Gears, Halo, and so on and so forth, that are just pretty much shooter. There's no different breaking it up. I mean, there was RPGs for the Xbox back in the day, but no one gives a fuck about it because no one's really interested in playing RPGs on Microsoft brand. I'm sorry, but that's actually just true what it is. And then, much like train of thought. And then, since you have like mobile games entering the market, they're making more money than these console games. But the same notion is actually hurting the console market and pretty much gaming itself, because people are going for the cheap way of making money and making consumers quote unquote happy, because they want that money, they want that almighty dollar, and people are too stupid not to figure that out. Yeah. Again, fan loyalty mixed with hype train, mixed with making money cheaply, meaning like DLCs. microtransaction, which is one of the if you're free to play game and you have good gameplay, like say Warframe or Marvel's 2015, which is on PC and PS4 and so on and so forth. Not the Marvel thing, but Warframe. I understand why they put microtransaction, because you can grind through the game and get the stuff yourself. But it's hard work, but that's what games are. They give you hard work and you gotta get to it. No one's gonna give it to you for free, quote unquote. And Microsoft transaction, microtransaction. God damn it. And so, and this is where pretty much the point is. Since Microsoft is pretty much doing all types of bells and whistles to keep the Xbox brand relevant, it just pretty much hurting the brand even more, because like you keep pushing out, oh, you push out another card again, yay! You're pushing out another card, yay, 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 yay. I pretty much stopped going because I saw so many awesome games for PS3 at the time, because of the PS3. Heck, I had all types of systems, and this is why I have a PS4. I like my PS4 and I have a good PC. I don't need no Xbox One. Xbox One is pretty much, it's pointless. You know, it's very, very pointless. And plus, the PC brand there's no brand behind a PC. You got distributors and you got people publishing PC games, but you do know PC market is pretty much a a very vibrant and pretty much flexible type of situation, unlike the console market. And console market, however, is a big catch to it. Steam tried to bring home into the home console market, but it did it so shitty that no one cares about it anymore, right? It takes one mistake to fuck up one scenario. You'll be surprised. And so, again, let me end this off on a quick note, is that since Xbox is pretty much irrelevant, and it will always be irrelevant, I'm sorry, but I don't give a fuck what you guys people think, it's irrelevant. Because no one's talking about like crazy, like, oh, there's Xbox One. Like, okay, Xbox lineup, okay. It all looks generic and bland and just boring. And again, some of these games could be good, but in the long run, they're not going to do well if it's like a new IP or something that's going to be creative. Because Xbox gamers do not do that. They spend their time talking about Sony's and PC folks, like Sony ponies and blah 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 blah. It's just pathetic. I'm not gonna say no name because that's even more pointless, because they're pathetic even more. Like, I don't give a fuck about you, dude, or he or she or whoever. Your Xbox is, well, shit. It's irrelevant, because I got a good strong PC, more powerful than your Xbox One and my PS4. But I like my PS4 because you know what you get into. It's like nostalgia. PlayStation 1, for people like my generation days, loved the hell out of PlayStation 1, and it was just an awesome brand. PlayStation 2 killed it. PlayStation 3, it had a really awful launch, but after it got good games and everything else was cut down, everyone started loving it more and more and more, even myself. And look at PS4, it's pretty much from that result. And pretty much Microsoft will never catch up to Sony whatsoever. I'm being honest in that department too. It doesn't matter what sell. You can say about sales and all that stupid shit, but when it comes down to it, which gaming company do you feel more comfortable giving your money to? Microsoft or Sony? Microsoft, you get pretty much bullshit games and pretty much the same games beforehand and pretty much no real ideas and no real new IPs. On the Sony side, you do get the same IPs, but you're going to see some more creativity. You're going to see some more other ingenuity within their system and trying out new things. And they're not afraid to try out new things. Look at Marvel. They're trying out new things. They're trying out every single thing out the book. And WB is just playing it safe. And I'm not having no beef towards WB. Marvel, I'm talking about pretty much Disney Marvel, not Marvel and Fox or Marvel and Sony. They don't exist to me. They just don't. But anyways, since WB does not like playing risky, or not playing risky, but doesn't go for the risks, and because people are afraid to fail, and no one learns from their mistakes or learns from their failures. If you don't learn from your failures, then it is a true failure. And so this is why Microsoft will become irrelevant down the road very fast, because their Xbox One brand is losing. The Xbox brand is losing Microsoft a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money due to Xbox One, and they're gonna make another system. Of course, that's fine and all, but I'm not gonna buy it. People who want good games and a good system and a reliable quote unquote brand will pretty much go to Sony or go to PC. It's just that, or go Nintendo. And Nintendo can fuck up all they want because they got shit tons of money. They got money stacked overseas in their bank accounts and under their mattress. They got money everywhere, so they can be out the fuck up. And if they make a good console, I hope they do, and then they're gonna destroy Microsoft regardless. And because Microsoft is, matter of fact, Xbox One is still selling less than the PS4 and somewhat the Xbox and somewhat a little bit of the Wii U, but that's debatable. Yeah, debatable. But there's no reason to get an Xbox One because if it's on Xbox One, you can get it on PC regardless. And since Microsoft wouldn't be so like assholes to people on PC, yeah, it's come back with a vengeance. I know. Yeah, I know. A vengeance is so sweet. You're not Rockstar, trust me. And Rockstar got pissed off too when they got, like, people didn't like Grand Theft Auto 4. And so they said, okay, we'll keep Red Dead Redemption on the consoles. Have fun, assholes. And speaking of Red Dead Redemption, who in their right mind wants backwards compatibility for these new systems? Who? This is why I was okay with Sony charging people PS1 and PS2 games, because I'm not going to buy them. People who want new stuff are not going to buy that type of games. But if you're a real gamer, you will buy it, blah, blah. No. Enough of that real gamer bullshit too, okay? If you are a gamer, you would like playing new stuff most times, okay? Backwards compatibility is bullshit, because who does that nowadays, right? Backwards compatibility, it costs more money, and plus you won't get all the games on your console, and it will take up space too, by the way. Because when I read an article that Microsoft wants Red Dead Redemption on the Xbox One, meaning the 360 version, not like a remaster or whatever, they just want pretty much the easy way out. Like, oh my god, if we get this, it'll be okay by me, or okay by the fans. Cheap money, right? Michael J. Jackson, buy your shit. Really, please, we're desperate. Which they are. They are very desperate, just like Sony is. But Sony, again, they can always rely on the PlayStation brand. On Microsoft, they cannot rely on Microsoft side, they cannot rely on Xbox all too much because it's not making enough money. It's a relevant piece of shit. VHS. VHS, I know. And for young people out there, VHS is a big square type tape. Imagine this case right here. It was a little bit fatter and a little bit shorter. And you put like a cassette in it, and bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself a VHS. I had VHSs when I was young. I also played with typewriters, metal typewriter. That was fun. I was weird as a kid. But anyways, this Xbox lineup for 2016 doesn't look that impressive. It just looks like, okay, this is really cool brand. I mean, this is really cool IP, but I already know good and well that the Xbox people are not going to support it. They just want that same bullshit. Sports shooters. It might be a stereotype, but it's pretty much the truth. You Xbox fans, play anything else besides shooters or any of that type of bullshit? And if you do, please say it. Not to me, but someone else, because I wouldn't give a damn. I know I'm being an asshole, but that's true. And so I almost lost train of thought. So when you get to the whole meat of it, if people who don't experiment things, or pretty much who were just stuck in this whole fashion, like this and that, because if it's not broke, why fix it? And Microsoft is living that fashion because the gaming industry is just a mess, just like the hip hop industry, and it's going through a lot of changes. Once you get like real artists like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, more of the majority, hip hop become more vibrant again, become more interesting, you know? Instead of becoming just a cash guy to get money, pop culture bullshit that no one cares about, and just rap about the same thing and everyone sounds the same. Same with the gaming industry. It's going to go through the same change. It's not dying. It has to go through a lot of changes. You know, that's why free-to-play games are blowing up, because they're a safe bet for most people. Because if you don't like it, just install it on your PC or install it on your console. But yeah, and when Microsoft wants to do something for the consumers, they always put a little catch behind it. Sony does the same thing too, but the catch can always be minimized by the reward behind it. But Microsoft doesn't. The cost and the catch behind it is more bigger than the reward. So the whole that snap feature and all that, connect bullshit and everything else, it cost them big time. And no one cared about the connect. And here we are. If you don't have the heart, folks, if you love that brand, if you don't have the heart, if people keep supporting the brands and don't know what they want in gaming and our music, and people are gonna make cheap money, and people are gonna make cheap money off of stupid people, or people don't know what they want, and the hype train of all stupid proportions, it just makes everything a big mess. But there is hope. There is always hope, because there's got PC, got indie developers, which are pretty much blowing up. And in indie developers, you find all types of really cool games. Trust me, you will. And so on and so forth. Don't play yourself as a fool. Always be educated gamer, be educated person. Music and all that type of good shit. That's how I'd say. Well, that's my video, folks. I'm getting the hell out of here, enjoying my day. And also, Happy New Year's to all those folks out there who didn't get the Happy New Year's they wanted. That's Isaiah. I'm leaving the zone, and I'll see you later. As always, do keep it locked, low, very warm for me, because I'll be back.